Hello everyone and welcome to the Steam release version stream of the Civil War by the Grand Tactician folks. Full title, Grand Tactician the Civil War, 1861 to 1865. This is a game that's been in early access, early development for a little over a year now and has seen a lot of improvement. The developers have decided they are going to release it. So this is the big release. I don't expect that this is the end of their updates. Certainly hope not. I don't expect that that's the case. It's not been indicated that there's any real change in the thing here other than it's just going to be released. Since they see it as okay for release now. We'll go ahead and take a look at its current state. I will be doing a spring 1862 campaign as the Confederates. Because I think this will be kind of an exciting thing. I don't know what, I actually don't know what these, if there's a big impact to choosing the different starting. So we can do the 1861 or 1860, well, I think either of these 1861 starts. You can choose some policies you start with, which will impact the game, but by 1862 things are kind of developing. They're already, en route to, I mean, like, choosing which states are going to secede or not. A little bit of a moot point by 1862. It does have some effects, I think, but we'll just leave the defaults. I will be putting up the difficulty of the AI to hard, which should force them into a little bit more of a aggressive play. And I think that's really all we want to do here, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, the spring 1862 campaign that we're looking at has McClellan and his folks on the peninsula threatening Richmond, which is the capital of the Confederacy. So we're going to have to do a little bit of fancy dancing here, and it's just so interesting to me. I mean, you got to think about this, there's two, at this point, I don't know how you would think about it as two different nations or two different warring sides, because from the Union's perspective, it's one nation with some rebellions. But anyways, you have two sides in this, and their capitals, I don't think this is emphasized enough that their capitals are just so darn close to each other. You have Washington, D.C., and then you have Richmond. And the distance between these two is so close. You have Louisiana fighting Illinois, and this is going on at the same time that the two capitals, which are spaced, just maybe like, I don't know the exact distance between them, but I mean, I think it's less than 500 miles apart. And you have the Ohio fighting Florida, I mean, there's two states that are thousands of miles apart. It might even be like 200 miles apart. I don't know. I don't know the exact distance between them. You can probably drive there in less than half a day. So that's the starting point. This is the main focus. The main action is on the east, but we also do have some Union incursion. Actually, not just in one place, but in several places along the Mississippi. The Union flotillas, the Navy, is starting to invest in pushing up the Mississippi. We have a few boats that we're going to try to just merge real fast. I don't know what they're going to be doing otherwise, but what I have noticed happens if I'm not careful, these end up getting caught and killed. So I'm just going to try to merge them into one big fleet. At least make them a little bit more difficult to take out. Defeat in detail, it's not my desire here. Alright, so we have the Army of the Tennessee here. 40,000. This is a real challenge for us, dealing with their incursion in Tennessee. But like I said, most of my focus is going to be on Army of Northern Virginia, still under Johnston's control, versus McClellan's army. What is this? It's the Peninsula Army, Army of the Potomac. Yeah, that's right. So this is the focus for us, and my goal in the short time we have for a stream. This is a game which, grand strategy game, which can take quite a while to play out. I think we'll just kind of make a mad dash for the capital here. I don't expect that we'll be able to take it. In the meantime, we have to kind of protect Richmond. So the alternative is we could just go for, let's just do this. Let's move back, and I think we'll leave our reserve force here, which we have a reserve. of 10,000 people. I know that First Corps is up here. There it is, with 22,000. So, I mean, the Union outnumbers us. There's no way of getting around that. That's how it's going to be. That's the way it was. That's the way it is and will be. How do we deal with that, though? That's a kind of a good question. I'm going to go ahead and pick if you have policies you can pick, we'll pick the Conscription Act to improve the speed of replacements. There is a whole economy behind this game, which I think a lot of it is under the hood. I'm not exactly sure the optimal way of playing with that, but you can auto-manage anything that you don't want to play around with, which is currently how things are working for us. We're auto-managing the finances, so I trust the auto-managing to get the job done for us. I mean, the game has obviously an absurd level of detail to the point where they're modeling like the economy at like the goods and trades, you know. And I think one of the developers, I had the fortune of interviewing the developers for this game sometime back, about a year and a half ago, I think. And one of them is, I think, involved in finance, banking, all that kind of stuff. So probably has, was able to bring the tools of his trade into this game, which is very cool to see. But like I said, it doesn't impact us very much. It's just kind of like a simulator underneath everything. Our main focus is on winning the war with the military. Okay, so let's go ahead and unpause here and just, well, we know McClellan's here, but he's got a ton of folks with him. It might be difficult for us to just push on up and win. And it's not going to be easy for us to, so there's a little stalemate going on here. The Army of the Valley District. Thomas J. Jackson, pretty famous Civil War figure, better known as Stonewall Jackson. I think that we could try to push against the 5th Corps if we were able to detach like the left wing, put them over the bridge. 1st Corps of the Union might follow, but if not, we can probably push in and take Winchester. If nothing else, that might force a reaction from McClellan. McClellan, not one who's prone to action in general. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and push in here, and we'll push up with the Army of the Valley District with Stonewall. And you can see that every order you're giving, I've just theorized it, and then I like to play the game at, I mean, if I want to min-max everything, I'll pause on pause and all that, but right now, it's kind of fun to play with the speed of the game going on. And one thing that I probably should also be doing a better job of is monitoring all my different fleets. Sometimes I have to say I get sidetracked on the main event. It's not sidetracked, it's main tracked. And the side events, like your ships, I sometimes fail to appropriately maneuver around the Union fleet. The AI does have the advantage that it has, it has infinite attention span. So we'll see how McClellan reacts. Hopefully he doesn't react at all, and we just kindly start pushing pieces around over here. I think eventually he will. The right wing will probably fold back as soon as McClellan does advance. I'm going to leave the right wing there for now. It will give us an opportunity to hopefully hold them up. Anyway, I guess we'll go up to 5x here since we already have we've made our plans, and let's just see how they play out. I want to comment about this game's I have turned off the chapters and all this, but there's a lot of like acting and like real movies, like see some movement. The Battle of the Gulf of Mexico has ended with Texas Maritime Department retreating. The engagement was desperate, with us being thoroughly outgunned and outmaneuvered by a superior enemy. The condition of the enemy fleet is believed to be intact. The condition of my fleet is intact. That's a grand telegraph. So I'll hit X here, but then I'll hit P to pause. Looks like the Texas Maritime Department has encountered, unfortunately, some kind of Union force, and their idea is to retreat all the way to, well, I don't even think they'll make it there, all the way past Alabama. I don't think they're going to make it there, but I just wanted them to merge. That's really what I want. Just everyone to merge into the New Orleans squadron. we can do that, then I feel like we have a fighting chance combined to do some good. But again, this is all side. When you play the game, if you so choose, if you end up picking up this title, you might want to micromanage your fleets a little bit more. And I think it's even more important as the Union. And one thing I like to do is I like to do the 1861 starts, but if we were to do that, the stream would be over by the time we even saw the war begin. I mean, it's all about picking your policies and building up your army from the very beginning, which we're not doing here. We're kind of starting in the thick of it, and we just move from there. Now, it looks like we have some kind of defensive force to hold Norfolk. But I might ask Huger here to go and assist in the defense of Virginia. So let me go ahead and do that. I will allow him to choose his method of movement. I mean, I'm not going to tell him to move one way or another. Looks like we have another telegraph here. My fleet has reached its destination. Good. We do want to go to that, though. I forgot how you actually move towards it, but it happened down here. We got these two to kind of merge up, which is actually what I want them to do, is merge. I think there is a button here for it. There we go. I could probably just tell these guys to go there. River movement. Okay, well, let me just put them all both in the water, right next to each other. I hope that if one of them gets into a battle, they both join. Oh, okay, wait. Battle of Island number 10 has ended with McCown's division retreating in panic. My command has earned us a glorious tactical victory. I don't understand this. I think that there might be some confusion here. McCown is the person who has retreated, but he is also... Yeah, we actually did okay. We forced the Union to suffer 427 casualties while we suffered 166. But morale is broken, so it looks like they were willing to, in the Union manner, suffer some big casualties. So I wouldn't say that this was a glorious tactical victory, whipping the enemy before withdrawing to fight another day. It's a bit of sugarcoating on the part of McCown, but we'll allow it to keep up morale. And then in private, we'll have a word about his defeat. And maybe there was nothing he could do. I mean, it kind of looks like there was nothing he could do if the enemy took 3-1 casualties and they still won the day handily. Alright, the left wing is advancing now. If I had the means, the capability to manage this very well, what I would probably do, let me pause here, get these guys. So let's go ahead and push up against the 5th Corps. I kind of want these guys to move. I think it'll take a while, yeah, so 7 hours. Didn't look like 7 hours to me. But left wing is coming. Alright. Well, we need to hold a little bit. Try to slip away. Okay, well, you know what? This is a bit bold, but it's Stonewall Jackson. We left a little bit early there. I could have coordinated them by leaving at the right time, I think. Or maybe I looked and see when the Union, when my other left division, or left flank force was going to arrive. Anyway, that's okay. We'll see how this goes. So we are the defending armory. The red things here are the objectives. Doesn't look like there are any objectives for us to seek out. We basically just try to defend. And my mouse, sometimes your mouse doesn't work. We use Z and X, which is very easy. We can always take a look at the options. Scroll down. Anytime you want to change any of the hotkeys, you can do that yourself. And luckily for us, there is a zoom and unzoom on the... Sometimes I get back my mouse control. Alright, let's see. So Manners Hill, well, I mean, to me, if we're going to defend Manners Hill, it's like the only natural thing is to make sure we hold Zirkel's Mill. And then we're going to have to hold this area between the two rivers. So it's like pretty clear. It's like cut and dry. And I think that we have a chance here for a victory, because these are two defendable locations. Let's also take a look at where the Union is going to be positioning. Sometimes there's a reinforcement tab. Doesn't happen this time, so I am going to guess that they can position left and right, but we probably should put the majority of our forces over to the right. And we just need to hold Newmarket. Okay. Well, let's get to it then. There's a nice fence line here, which is surely what I'm going to use. We'll open up our order of battle. Just to get everyone kind of over to the right spot, let me just right-click and drag so we see what we have. And now let's break them up into their principal parts. Johnson's division is going to be the one that holds the bridge over here. I think that would be perfect for him. We'll actually space them a little bit differently. I think what I'll end up doing is have one hold here and one actually hold here. Because I want to be able to move this one and flank the bridge if their forces end up crossing. If not, so how do I get you guys to do that? Yeah, that's fine. Do it this way. So yeah, okay. You know what? Just to be safe, we'll put them in full cover. Okay, but yeah, I think we'll want to shift along this fence to flank, given the opportunity. And I'm just gonna hope that they don't cross over anywhere else. QW. Yeah, sometimes. All right, now where do we want to hold over here? Well, we want to hold in a narrow spot, and I think that this fence is our ticket. Or is it this fence, which is our ticket? Probably this one. There's no immediate cover beyond that. It also is the road. We can see the road that they would probably take to go over here. Yeah, if we do this, we may end up wanting... so let me even do it this way. Because I don't want to be flank attacked. See all the considerations for a general in our situation. There's a lot of things to consider. All right, well, let's move this force forward. In order to deny the enemy good positioning. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to get... yeah, all of these guys. So okay, unfortunately I want to move Jackson himself, but in order to do that, we're going to move everyone. And then I'll just peel off the other force later. So let's just move him like this. And now I can go ahead and take Johnson and move him separate. Well, before I do that, let me just really push up right where I want. Is this where I want? I think this is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now let's take Johnson's division and move him over here. Same as what we were doing. And then we can put them right up on the fence. Oops. So they have some cover at least. That's like, I feel that area is secure. Where do we want our artillery? Well, let's kind of zoom in and see the lay of the land. Looks like high ground is over here. We don't want to restrict their vision, but they can have an open field of fire if we... I think we have to put them up on this in this grassy field, which is not exactly what I want to do, but that's okay. I think it's going to be the best for them. Let's just start putting our forces onto the fence. We're on the fence about this. Yeah, and I think what I'll do is I'll put the other the artillery right up here. They have... are those guys positioned to fire as well? Yep, there that is. Exactly what I wanted. Perfect. And they'll need one supporting group to their right as a defense, which is going to be, in our case, the cavalry, which we can dismount. Just dismount them for now. So I believe that this is also... oh, did they mount? Yeah, they're dismounted now. Now, this is just a road. Okay, so that means that if in order to properly cover, we're going to have to put these guys... Are they on their horses? I can't tell. Okay, now they have defense, but I can't tell. It looks like they're mounted. I want them to dismount and then use this cover. Can you use the cover? Well, I don't know why they're not using the cover right now, but looks like they use it when they're mounted, so fine. Fair enough. Go ahead and mount up. A little strange to me. Last but not least, we have choose Virginia Battery, the mounted cavalry or mounted artillery. Is it enough for us to cover just this? Because what I'd like to do is put these guys over here and have them blast away at anybody else coming up, and then probably doing a fighting retreat out of there. So let's not waste too much time. Let's actually just say that this is what we're going to do, and good luck to y'all. Jackson's going to move up. Good. Johnston's moving up. All right. And we can always move over here to, looks like Stayer's farm, if we need to. So now we wait. Now the waiting game. We don't know what the Union's going to be up to, but we know that they outnumber us a sizable amount, so we're probably going to have to consolidate all our forces to wherever the action is as soon as we find them. I don't think that just fortifications by themselves is enough to save us. We know that they will be marching our way, though, because it is their job to take these 2 points, and it is our job to hold them. So, we just wait now. Wait for the Union to come strolling along. Won't be long now, I'm sure. Imagine them marching south. I think we're in a good position. Just take a look at that. Yeah, these guys are lined up nicely. Pretty good field of fire, not the best. Might want to shift them. I mean, one interesting idea is, to shift them even more this way. They have good cover. I mean, we can see their range and their fire. This is fantastic. That's quite good. It's definitely what I want. So we wait. And maybe we win the day just by Union inactivity. I don't know who we're up against, actually, in this... We can always reference, in fact, the atlas for that. So, let's see. Who do we have here? We have, 7,000 with 400 cavalry against 19,000 Union with 3,000 cavalry. Before we go any further, let's stop and see that we have the Union advancing. Looks like Bayard's cavalry is charging on in, and we have our cavalry ready. Which I believe is not mounted. Okay, it's not mounted. We could mount them, but right now I think not being mounted is perfectly fine. Let's just shift our force. Looks like they're just going to charge up this road, in which case our cavalry is going to be good. But it's going to be even better to have our guys shifting over just a bit, just a smidge. And we can do some flanking stuff if we want. Yeah, so we might need to reposition some of our cavalry here. And now that I know that they're going to be approaching this way, I'm going to have these guys come back over here. I'm not going to have them charge, but yeah. Looks like we don't have to worry about the Union assaulting the west. So let's redeploy. For now, we'll just let hopefully our cavalry our artillery can do a fantastic job. They've only suffered 4 casualties so far. I mean, we're in good position. We've got good defense. I think I'm going to move. We didn't leave enough of a reserve, which is my fault. But when these guys are marching around, hopefully that they'll be able to come and support. If we were to put one person here, we'd have the reserve I'm hoping for. Yeah. Let's have you guys move like that. It's partial cover. And right now they're just letting us take some free shots, which I'm happy about. Let's get these guys up onto the hill. Might as well fire into their flanks. You can see the runner is actually, messenger is actually delivering the orders from Stonewall himself. And once they're up there, they'll hopefully be engaging. Might have been a little preemptive for us to start moving. Let's get them to just start opening up on, obviously, some Union soldiers are approaching. All right, but our forces are arriving, which is great. And I think that we could try to be aggressive here. And then with our other group, they can just hold this line, which they are. And we're going to want them to fire at long range. So the battle's really going down here. Hope that we're battling those guys. Might want to slow it down just a smidge here. We're not favored to win this one, but hey, if we can do it, that would be fantastic. Just gonna hold on to our horses here. Literally, I mean, we got our... End of the day, darkness has fallen and fighting ceases for today. Prepare for the next day's fighting or attempt retreating using the cover of darkness. Now, I think things have actually gone pretty well for us so far. Let's take a look at what that means. Dang it. I want to see the casualties we've inflicted so far. 35 on the Union and 6 on... Oh, that's guns. We've already lost 14 of our guns. That's not particularly good. During the night, your army was resupplied. Inspect the situation of your troops. Click continue to start redeployment. Now, can we, in fact, retreat? Surrender, retreat. At least one of the units is surrounded and not able to retreat. Okay, fine. So, click continue to start redeployment. Let's redeploy. Deploy your forces. When finished, press play. Down here. Alright, still don't have... Uh-oh. Okay. So, in the deployment, it looks like... we lost some people there. It looks like some of our folks just surrendered. It's not ideal. Let's get these guys onto the wall. Is that not for us? Can you use that cover? I would so like you to use that cover. Or you can use this cover. Okay, let's redeploy. Down here. I don't know why they're not sticking to the wall there. This looks good. And let's get these guys down here. Alright, let's just put them on the edge of the field here, maybe. Just make it a fierce stand. Alright, good enough. Go for it. Oh, left these guys. Whoops. They have low morale, they might just retreat, but I gotta get them out of there, so we're gonna give them the hard order to get going. Get ye gone. And we're still holding the 2 points, which is our objective here. Things have not gone swimmingly for us. That nightfall little transition of forces was pretty apocalyptic for us. But that's okay. It's an opportunity. Okay. Hopefully that new spacing is all we need to... And we got some people who've just decided not to... They're not going to fight for the rest of this battle. Never what you want to see, but that's sometimes how it goes. Trying to pick their position. I mean, this formation is not ideal. Let's actually have them sit here. And we may even want them to cover this. If people do end up... Yeah, let's have them cover like this. That's what I want them to do. So that way, if they end up using this road and crossing, we'll just have a field of fire on them for quite some time. I know there's a way to cancel their orders so that they don't bounce back and forth. I think I have to give an order at the higher level, but that means all my troops will move, and I don't want to do that, so we'll just let them bounce back and forth because it does look like the Union is going to go ahead and push across. Now, that means that it'll be much to my benefit to stack up some other forces over here, so let's do that. Probably what I want to do is actually have one group still on the edge, since that will be easier to defend against. But yeah, it looks like they're going to move down that road, so let's... Can I cancel those orders? Leave them there. Yeah, good. And you guys are in good positions. Looks like we have some fighting going on here. Scots Brigade, which is, I assume, in cover. Hope to God they are not. They are? Can't tell. They don't have their defensive sign up. Oh yeah, they do. Okay. So hopefully we can last against that. Garnett has withdrawn entirely. Not ideal. And here they come. Just have these guys open up as soon as possible. Looks like only the artillery went that way. So let's have these guys move up here. Now, if we can get some shots off right now, it would be great, because we will be firing right into the flank of the enemy, which I think is going to be bad for them. I don't have to think. That certainly will be bad for them. Let's get you guys up here as well. So it's really this one Scots Brigade just has to hold out. What... Yeah, I mean, I see some... We can have our vision down at the bridge. Looks like that this Virginia batteries have just saved the day for us, even though I don't think they even have that many batteries left. Nonetheless, that was a fantastic effort. It looks like we also routed the... Oh, I have my mouse back. Sweet. It looks like we routed the center, or the Union left, our right. So the Union left has been routed, and we have people in very good positions now. I feel like things are starting to look a little bit better for us. I tentatively want to reposition somebody over with my poor Scots Brigade who held out valiantly, but it took about 25% casualties. Not good. Now maybe that's just the end of the day though. We are running a 10x here, so artillery's still laying into them. Now I think I lost the other artillery. They must have retreated off the map. So if we can make do without them, that'll be... Well, I mean, we have to make do without them. You can see that they appear to be like trying to gather back up. Let's see, how many... Only 73, so you can see that they only took 73 casualties. They routed from low morale, maybe flanking fires or such. Whereas we're sitting here with a brigade that's suffered hundreds. So total losses right now is 17,000, or 1,700. Well, not looking good, not looking good at all. Looks like we've actually managed to do a little bit better. Report enemy seems to be retreating field. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so I will not pursue because we don't need to win this. We don't need to go crazy and kill. What we can do is, so here we go. Oh my goodness, that's way better than I expected. The Union ended up losing 4,300 infantry, so maybe we did a lot better in the first day than I thought. They lost 750 cavalry. Now we almost lost all of our cavalry, which was the stone wall, if I was to say, in this case, was my cavalry holding the right flank on the first day, and they suffered for it. We did lose a lot of our guns here. The Union lost none of their guns, but I'm going to call this a victory, since we ended up winning with almost 3-1, just about 3-1 casualty rate. I mean, it's not fair because losing guns is quite bad for us, but there it is. So maybe we're rewriting history now. see if we can... Maybe we can make our way up to Gettysburg. Anyway, the enemy's national morale has dropped by 0.97%, basically 1%. And our military experience has been raised by 1%. That was the Battle of Strasburg. And now that's before our left corps arrives on scene, which hopefully we can take advantage of and still... Yeah, narrow victory there. Which, you know, not ideal. Would have preferred a better one. The left wing is still coming over. If nothing else, we can maybe take Winchester. It looks like the First Corps might be reacting. If they react, then, well, you know, we gotta react. We gotta move the center up to block the First Corps' attempt. It looks like First Corps is actually moving on our reserve. Now, because that's all under the Army of Northern Virginia, I don't think that that's a wise move for them to try to attack, but they might. 10,000, 9,000, so it would be... Well, we would actually be outnumbered without the left wing. That's okay. I am willing to... In order to cut off the 5th Corps here, which still has 15,000 men, yeah, it's going to be a while before we can... So let's make sure that these guys are moving all the way in, and once they're here, once they actually make it there, I want them to go and do rail movement here, just to make sure we take out the 5th Corps now that they're, you know, already a little beleaguered. So we'll send those orders out. 1st Corps does appear to be advancing. Kind of want center to come help out with the reserve, but we'll just see what happens. We'll kick it up to 50x. Looks like 1st Corps pulled back. Oh, nope. 1st Corps is advancing again. And now, let's have left wing move up and take the town. Alright, they are coming up. Make sure that center can react to this. And then we'll just move up together. So we're abandoning one city. Oh, looks like the mountain department is coming up to contest us, and there it is. 15,000 versus 15,000. Well, it's a bit of a cliffhanger to end it on, but this is where we're going to wrap up the first video. Don't worry, the second video will be coming out shortly. So until then, thanks for watching, stay safe, and take care.